Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Diana Rankin speaking, and YouTube has changed everything. So I think we're live today, but I'm not sure. We'll find out, won't we? It says that we're live, so we'll find out. It's a little bit later than I usually come on Friday afternoons, but here we are. And our discussion this week is one of your questions, and I thank you all for sending those questions to me. You can put them in the comments below. You can email them to me. And the questions, I just ask that they're not personal, but that they have universal appeal to all of our viewers. If you have personal questions, please contact me. I'm happy to do a private session for you. And for more information on that, just go to my website and you'll learn all about it. I want to also tell you all this coming Friday, a week from today, will be August the 20th, and we are doing Sacred Circle Zoom, and you all can join us. So please, I put the link below. Just go to the link, click on the link, and you'll learn all about Sacred Circle Zoom and what Sacred Circle is. You get personal messages in Sacred Circle. So you also get a story, and we do a guided meditation. So please join us next Friday, 1 week from today, for Sacred Circle. All right, let's get right to our question. Oh, I want to remind you, I forgot this last week. Forgive me, I did put the answer then in the comment section. Well, hello, Juliet. Glad to see you. So help me remember, will you please? This week we'll get a message from Phillip, a soul message. And as many of you know, you just open the book and left page, right page, we'll look at that, because this particular book is an oracle book. It's not meant to read from cover to cover, although you can if you want. I don't think it'll have a lot of meaning that way. The way I use it is when I sit down in the morning and I sit down in the morning and journal, I just open to a page to see what message I need to hear for that day. So you can use it that way. Sometimes I use it before I go to sleep at night, doing the same thing. So I'm going to put it right here so I don't forget to give you a message. So here we go with Phillip with the question from one of our viewers. Well, hello, Wanda. So glad to see you. And Wanda says, hello, everyone. Hello, ladies. Okay, so here's Phillip's question for this week. Why is it that at times our life seems to progress in repeating cycles? For example, similar sets of circumstances reoccurring years apart. Well, it's interesting because I have the easy answer for that, and which I always think I do. But what happens is Phillip always goes so much deeper. And so I want to read you what Phillip has to say, but I'm going to first just tell you my quick answer. And he gets into this, but in much more depth. My simple quick answer. By the way, I am dog sitting for a neighbor who's out of town, and this sweet little girl is sitting under my chair. And I can't put her out because she has anxiety, separation. And if I'm out of her sight for 1 minute, she cries and doesn't do good things. So you may hear her snoring because she's sleeping right under my chair here. So I have to be careful not to move. Anyway, what I would say to this question is, why do things reoccur in our lives? It's because as souls, we take on a particular issue that we want to heal. And life is circular. And so as that issue, as we heal it, it'll come back around again and again and again. But each time it comes back around, it's of shorter duration. We get hurt less, and it's really easier to deal with. But we have those periods between, so we can forget about it and relax. But we're also doing a lot of healing work. So here's what Phillip says, and I want to say he gets into this in quite detail. All right. As each soul enters into a new life experience on Earth, they are given specific tasks that will help them with a specific mission. Okay. He goes on to say, we remind you that all souls are connected to one another via the spirit. Think of it this way. As we have often stated and scientists have shown, everything is energy. Energy can present itself as matter or as nothing physical discernible. It all depends on the vibration rate of the energy. The spirit, which is not as dense as the human body, is often seen as a faint light or misty cloud. Now we must separate the soul and spirit to proceed. To clarify, The spirit is the energy without form, but can take on form. This is the aura you see around a person, a tree, and everything. The spirit is simply taking on the form of the person, tree, or any object. All humans, as well as everything else, begins as spirit. As the spirit begins to manifest as a life form, it remains spirit but becomes distinct. As the distinct spirit forms more into its distinctness, it will eventually create a life on and in different dimensions and atmospheres. The soul begins to form as the spirit experiences life forms in earth. The purpose of the soul is for the history or story of the being or life expression the spirit chooses. You ask if life expression other than that of human has a soul. The answer is there may or may not be a soul. Let us take, for example, a stone. The stone spirit may choose to observe earth life. There may be no need to form a soul if the purpose of the stone's existence on earth is to observe only. However, during observation, the stone may decide to begin the journey of earthly life. So a record of that life and all that follows will be kept. This is the soul's purpose. Let us skip to human life. From the onset of entering the first incarnation, the soul is imprinted with all the journey of the life led. All deeds are recorded, as are all thoughts and emotions, actions, and so forth. Let us consider that in the human realm, some of these deeds are considered good and some considered bad. In the next incarnation into human form, the soul's record is forgotten. Yet the human has inclinations to act and think in particular ways. These ways of acting come from that which was imprinted onto the soul in the first incarnation. Let us now imagine thoughts of incarnations and let us now imagine thoughts of incarnations and the imprints from all these life experiences. The spirit doesn't change in the way the soul records and creates change in the human's thoughts and deeds. Although your spirit is distinctly you, it is also a part of the whole. That never changes. As the human goes through different incarnations, it grows, and as it does, it becomes more aware of what human life is expressing. The human may then look at its own soul story and, as spirit, decide to right the wrongs, shall we say. Now, Phillip says to right the wrongs, shall we say, because he's helping us understand what he's saying. He's communicating. But do keep in mind, in spirit world, we don't have right and wrongs, or in Phillip's world, we don't have right and wrongs. Everything just is. But for sake of communication, to help us understand, he is saying to decide the right, to right the wrongs, to correct that which we feel we did wrong. For example, while still in spirit form between human lives, the spirit may read the soul line and decide to right the wrongs, so to speak. For example, If written on the soul that in one lifetime the human took a life, the spirit may decide to give life in the next incarnation. The giving of life can be done in multiple ways, through birth, as one who cares for the sick, as one who speaks for life, and so on. In this way, what many call karma is balanced. As one rights the wrongs, so to speak, healing takes place for the healer and also for all who wish to partake. This is possible because all is connected via spirit. Now let us bring this into one life. If, for example, the individual spirit looks at the soul line or soul story and says there is a need to balance leaving others, in this next life we will experience being left and learn to know the pain of being abandoned and then heal that pain. As the human heals the pain, the soul is balanced and a healing is spread throughout the energy for any in need of healing the same issue. Now let us come to the specific question. Healing rarely happens miraculously or quickly in the human's conscious mind. So the healing must take place over several years, with the pattern being repeated several times. In the beginning, the pattern may come frequently and bring with it great pain for a person. As you become aware of the pattern and take steps to heal and change it, lapses of time between the pattern incidences will occur, as will less pain and shorter duration of living the pattern. I'm going to repeat that. Healing rarely happens miraculously or quickly in the human's conscious mind. So the healing must take place over several years, with the pattern being repeated several times. In the beginning, the pattern may come frequently and bring with it great pain for a person. As you become aware of the pattern and take steps to heal and change it, lapses of time between the pattern incidences will occur, as will less pain and shorter duration of living the pattern. Phillip then goes on to say, life is the pattern of infinity. It always circles back on itself. As you bring balance into the pattern written on your storyline, you will notice the patterns do change, whether in this life or the next. Life is the pattern of infinity. It always circles back on itself. As you bring balance into the patterns written on your storyline, you will notice the patterns do change, whether in this life or the next. So we didn't just learn why those patterns repeat. We learned the difference between a soul and our spirit. And, I have a video, I think, it's on my channel, and it explains that using an umbrella. And what I do there is the hook is in the umbrella, the handle is life, and it's kind of all beaten up. And then there's this long metal rod, and that's the soul line. That's our story. And then the umbrella part over the top, that's the spirit that encompasses everything. So hello again, Juliet and Wanda, and cool. Hello, I'm not, ho ho. Help me here. I'm not sure how to say your name, so I'm going to call you V. Forgive me. It looks like VAVH, Va. I'm not sure. Forgive me. Tricia, hello, everyone, she says. Annika, happy Friday to all in the chat, and an awesome weekend to all of you, she says. And Tarisha says, thanks, Anika. Wishing you a happy Friday and a great weekend, too. I'm so excited to see all of you and to see some of you new folks here. And it's Barbie. Okay, the V is Barbie, she says, and she's giving us her hands. Well, thank you. We appreciate that, Barbie. We'll try to remember that. Okay, here we go. Let's get our message from Phillip. And it just always astounds me how the message in this particular book, the Master's Book of Answers, and yes, all my books are available on Amazon.com, always goes along with the message, the answer to the question. So as we just flip through here we go. If you heard right, then you and I, our intuition's in sync. If you heard left, you have to pay special close attention to that specific message because it is a message for you. And I have people who tell me, I always hear the left side or the opposite side of you, and the message always fits. So this is everyone's message. Is not reality relative to your viewpoint? Just as the words of the fiction writer become real to the reader as the characters born of imagination become alive and take on their own reality, you also pen the script that is your reality. I love that. We're also penning the script that is our reality, and that is so true. And remember, our soul line is telling our story from all of our different incarnations. And we can tap into that, by the way. And tapping into that can help us. It's not such a bad thing to tap into that. So I'm going to read that one more time. This is the message for all of us, okay? Is not reality relative to your viewpoint? Just as the words of the fiction writer become real to the reader as the characters born of imagination become alive and take on their own reality, you also pen the script that is your reality. If you heard left, this is your message. That which you dream is that which you live. That which you dream is that which you live. Well, my friends, I hope your dreams are absolutely fantastic. And I hope your dreams are of love and of peace. You know, there is so much going on in our world right now. And it's crazy. It's really crazy with this pandemic that we have and people not believing in it and believing in it. And it's crazy what's going on in our world. And I'll be the first to admit, that the energy is difficult. What I do want you to know is, as Phillip is telling us, we do create our own reality. Now, it is based on our storyline, on our soul line. But keep in mind, we're always balancing that. And let's balance with as much love as we possibly can, because we're here to have that human experience and to bring it into alignment with love. So all of my friends, I look over at the big screen here because it's easier to read if you wonder what I'm doing. So Juliet, Wanda, Barbie, and Tricia, Anika, and all of you, thank you so much for coming and being with me in live today. I always enjoy seeing you. For those of you who could make it live and you watch us when we're not live, but watch the video, we thank you. I hope these videos are helpful and can help us all grow and make our lives a little bit easier and grow in love. Thank you for the love you accept from me, my friends, and from those of us here, from Daisy and Lily and our little visitor here, down here on the floor. And thank you for the love you send to us. Believe me, it is so accepted and needed. It's so, so appreciated. So thank you. Until later, until next week, excuse me, and just a quick reminder, for those of you who would like to join us for Sacred Circle, just go to my website. You'll find the information there. And to get to my website, it's just my name, but below is the link. Thank you, my friends. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.